Why is Petr Yan, the #2 bantamweight contender, fighting a much lower-ranked opponent? This UFC booking just doesn't add up. Petr Yan accepting a fight against Marcus McGee, who is ranked #13 in the UFC bantamweight division, is a puzzling move for someone positioned just one spot away from another title shot. Yan, a former UFC bantamweight champion, has already fought and beaten elite competition, including Jose Aldo, Corey Sandhagen, Uriah Faber, and more recently Song Yadong and Deivson Figueiredo. His resume speaks to a fighter who deserves high-stakes, high-reward matchups, typically against top 5 contenders or title challengers. By agreeing to face McGee, Yan is essentially putting his top contender spot on the line against a much less proven opponent. McGee has looked sharp in his UFC run so far, with 4 straight wins and 3 performance bonuses, but he hasn't fought a ranked opponent, let alone someone of Yan's caliber. From a career trajectory standpoint, this is a high-risk, low-reward scenario for Yan. A win keeps him in place, but a loss could set him back significantly, potentially out of the title picture entirely. Moreover, it's not like the bantamweight division is short on worthy contenders. Fights against Umar Nurmagomedov, Ricky Simon, or a rematch with Corey Sandhagen all made more sense in terms of rankings and storylines. That's what makes this booking so surprising. It raises questions about whether Yan simply wants to stay active or if other top contenders were unavailable or unwilling. Either way, the matchup feels more like a favor to elevate McGee than a meaningful next step for Yan, and that's what makes it controversial. If you're as baffled as we are by this matchup, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Who do you want to see Yan fight next? The UFC's decision to pair Petr Yan with Marcus McGee has sparked a wave of confusion and criticism from fans, media, and MMA analysts alike. The primary issue lies in the ranking disparity and lack of logical progression. Yan is currently the #2 ranked bantamweight, while McGee is ranked #13 and has never faced a top 15 opponent before. That kind of leap, going from unranked fights to one of the division's most dangerous former champions, is almost unheard of without a significant backstory or promotional angle. Fans have taken to social media to voice their frustration and confusion. Many argue that Yan, who just defeated former flyweight champ Deivson Figueiredo and top contender Song Yadong, should be fighting someone closer to a title shot, like Corey Sandhagen, Umar Nurmagomedov, or even a trilogy bout with Aljamain Sterling if he moves back to 135. Instead, the UFC has seemingly thrown meritocracy out the window in favor of what feels like an experiment or a spotlight opportunity for a rising name affiliated with the current champ. A few fans and pundits speculated that Yan may have simply wanted to stay active, and the UFC struggled to find a higher-ranked opponent who was available and willing. But others see it as a strategic move by the UFC to inject new blood into the top of the division, possibly building a future contender in McGee, should he pull off the upset. Either way, the general sentiment is that this fight doesn't align with the current title picture and disrupts the natural contender flow at bantamweight. For a division as stacked and competitive as 135, that's a serious concern for both fans and fighters trying to make sense of their own paths to the belt. One of the most talked about aspects of this matchup is Marcus McGee's connection to Sean O'Malley, the current bantamweight champion, and the MMA lab training camp in Phoenix, Arizona. McGee is not just another fighter climbing the ranks. He's part of O'Malley's inner circle and has been called a beast by the champ himself. This relationship adds an extra layer of intrigue and suspicion to the matchmaking. This situation echoes the controversial UFC 280 fight, where Petr Yan faced Sean O'Malley despite O'Malley having no ranked wins at the time. That fight raised eyebrows because it seemed like O'Malley jumped the queue, getting a title shot faster than many expected. Though it paid off for O'Malley with a split decision win, many fans felt the matchmaking was more about storylines and hype than merit. Now, with Yan fighting McGee, it feels like the UFC is once again favoring O'Malley's camp by giving one of his teammates a massive opportunity against a top contender. This kind of matchmaking can create tension in the division and among fans, who want to see rankings and performance dictate opportunities rather than connections or promotional narratives. It also sets up a potential future storyline. If McGee wins, it could lead to a showdown between teammates McGee and O'Malley, or at least further solidify O'Malley's camp dominance in the division. For many fans, this reeks of politics and matchmaking, which undermines the sport's competitive integrity. For more in-depth UFC breakdowns and fight news, don't forget to subscribe to MMA Thread and turn on notifications. Stay ahead in the fight game.